What's up? Brian Maxwell kicking in. And real quick question. Have you ever found yourself feeling extremely nervous when it's time for you to go and approach a guest that showed up to your lot, or you see that person in the showroom and they got that scowl on their face and you're extremely nervous about it? And really, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing this. You could be doing it one day, or you might have been doing this 10 years. And at times, that little bit of anxiety, or sometimes a lot of anxiety, can kick up. And there's a real simple reason why this happens, okay? I'm Brian Maxwell. Welcome and for checking me out again. I appreciate you stopping in. This is a breakaway from the typical Car Biz and the Raw podcast, but I wanted to stop in and just share something with you. I meet and talk to salespeople nationwide year long. And I too remember when I was at the dealership selling, and I remember just how nerve-wracking it would be, especially when I first started, to go and approach a guest on the lot. And managers wonder what the hell's going on. Imagine what goes through the mind of a customer that shows up on the lot, they're walking around, they're looking at cars, but yet nobody steps out there to see them. Now here's the reason why if you find yourself getting nervous when it's time to approach a customer, or why anybody gets nervous, or should I say most people get nervous when it's time to approach a guest. And it boils down to programming. So you have to realize something. The fears and the negative perceptions that we carry with us most times don't even come from our own experiences. They don't even come from us. It comes from our upbringing and from our surroundings. Now think about it when you're a little child, okay? When you're a child, what is it that we're taught? Stranger danger. Don't talk to strangers. Be leery of people you don't know. So when you're taught that and it's beat into your head, from as early as when you're yay high to as you grow up, even now as an adult, tell me when you're walking past somebody you don't know, especially if you're walking down the street, you don't look over your shoulder a little bit. Or when you see somebody walking towards you, your heart might not start racing a little bit faster, especially depending on how they look or how they dress or what our internal perception is. So in our minds, if you were brought up with parents who taught you to watch out for strangers, stranger danger, these types of things, as they're being repeated to us, they store into our subconscious mind. Now, when we become an adult, guess what? We equate strangers with potential danger or with risk. So now when it's time for us to go and approach somebody that we don't know, every previous negative experience or thing that was passed on to us, it flashes itself to the forefront of our mind. And it makes it that much more challenging for us to get in front of that person. And guess what? I promise you one thing. In all of my travels and my experience, I have never seen a customer choke out or beat up a sales rep that was trying to help them. I've never seen that. So number one, if you're afraid of getting your ass kicked, the odds of that happening, you got a better chance of hitting the lottery than a customer to just punch you in the face, slap you, slam you down, start beating you down for trying to help them out, okay? And that may seem extreme, but the anxiety that builds up in people is also extreme. You have to realize this one thing. The same way that stranger danger and to be leery of strangers plays in your mind, guess who else's mind it plays in? And if you said that customer, you're right. 9 times out of 10, they were brought up the exact same way. So as nervous and as afraid as the sales associate is to approach this guest, the customer or the guest is just as nervous about having that sales associate approach them, which is why a guest pulls onto our lot. They know we don't sell ice cream. They know you don't sell clothing. They jumped in their car, got dressed, made rights and they made lefts, and it was not a mistake that they ended up at your store. But yet when we approach that person and we say, hey, welcome. And a sales rep asks one of the silly questions, which is, can I help you? And they say, oh, no, I'm just looking. That is their fear defense mechanism. Saying, get away from me, get back, okay? So they're just as afraid as you are. And I want you to realize one thing. In order for you to get over that, number one, preparation will help you eliminate or significantly reduce anxiety and fear when it's time for us to approach somebody. Preparation. Now, the thing about it is like this. You remember back in the day when you were in school, when you had a test coming up, and you knew you studied for that test, you were ready. Man, when you show up to class the next day, you're like, come on, bring it on. I'm ready. Now think about those times when you had those tests or those quizzes coming up and you didn't study. You were nervous as I don't know what. You didn't want to take it. If anything, you were hoping the teacher forgot about it and pushed it off to another day. So if you want to help reduce or even eliminate that anxiety and that fear, preparation is everything. You'd be amazed, or maybe you wouldn't, at how many sales reps have the mind frame of, you know what, I change my process depending on who I'm talking to. That's the incorrect way of going about it. When you're dealing with customers and you have a sales process, there's only 3 things that should change, and I call it the triple P's. And that's the person, the product, and the price, meaning the person's name, the product they're interested in, and the price of the product. Those are the only 3 things that should change. Whether they're 17 or 7D, your process stays the same. One of the top 30 producers in the country for Toyota, his name slips my mind, but I'll get it for you and bring it up on another video. They asked this man, and he wasn't impressive. He wasn't this like super good looking guy that was clean cut and yada yada. He was a middle-aged white guy with salt and pepper hair, kind of overweight, wasn't very neat, kind of slovenly. But when they asked him, how was it that you performed so well? He said, I stick to my process and I never deviate from it. A lot of sales associates believe that scripts make you sound robotic, unnatural, and they don't work. But the kicker is this: no matter what your favorite movie is, the reason your favorite movie is your favorite movie, or any of our favorite movies, because it either makes us laugh, makes us cry, makes us happy, makes us sad, makes us afraid, or makes us feel courageous. So it stimulates us emotionally. But guess what? Every actor got before that movie went into production, they all received a script. Now, we know that this movie is fake, but yet this person has internalized and memorized the words to the point that when they projected them, they sound personalized. They made them theirs because they knew it so well. So yes, the script sounds robotic if you don't know it. And yes, it seems unnatural if you haven't personalized it. But what a script does, it allows you to stay on track. It allows you to stay in that line to get you from point A to point Z, which is point A being the greeting, point Z being them riding home and enjoying their vehicle right away, okay? So having the right word tracks in the process will help you reduce those nerves, reduce that anxiety. And folks, please understand something. Even if you don't believe you believe in scripts, you already have one that you use right now. Whatever way you've been going about dealing with customers, you probably have a certain way you greet. You probably have certain questions you ask. You have certain things that you say and you do that are natural for you. Guess what? That is your script. Now, whether it's working or not working is a whole nother story. And you cannot track what you can't measure. And the top producing sales associates nationwide all have a process. They may have taken a process that the dealership gave them or that they got from a trainer, and they tailored it and customized it to fit themselves. Therefore, when they're approaching a guest, they're able to relax because they know what to say. They know what to do. And also, they have counters prepared, meaning if the customer goes this way, I can counter it with this. If the customer goes that way, I can counter it with this. It's like an excellent boxer. An excellent boxer, there's only very few to have the one-hitter quitter knockout punch. But the real champions, the Hall of Famers, they have counters where if you do this, they can do that. And if you do this, then they're prepared to do that and do this, and they can do that. They're like water. And you know what water is? No matter what you put water into, it molds itself or it shapes itself to whatever it is that is holding it. And the same thing is what a script will do for you. It will allow you to relax and allow you to personalize it, customize it, so when you project it, it's personalized. So make sure you be confident. Make sure you're prepared and realize the only reason you're nervous is because you were taught stranger danger, and realize there's nothing to fear but fear itself. So the next time you approach a customer, be confident, be courageous, and most importantly, if you're looking for a way for you to learn how to do this and take a customer from A to Z straight line, click that link in the description, download the free audio, How to Make a Positive First Impression, and watch it blow your sales results through the roof. I'm Brian Maxwell, over and out.